The Full Circle. With DC. And a very, very, very good day, everybody. My name is DC. I am the host of The Full Circle, a podcast where we link songs together with the last song linking back to the first song, hence completing the full circle. This week, I have a very special guest. We share 50% of the same genes, G-E-N-E-S, not J-E-A-N-S. She is my sister. Her name is Debalina. Boom, 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 boom.
Hello. Thank you for that lovely intro. I've heard it so many times already.
What?
On listening to your podcast.
Oh, sorry. I haven't told anyone else about 50% of the genes.
No. The boom, boom, boom bit, obviously.
Of course.
That's like the iconic intro of the Full Circle. That's what it's known for.
Thank you. Thank you so much. How have you been? How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Just came here from London.
Yep.
Yeah, as if you don't live in London as well.
No, exactly. You've come to the Full Circle Studios to record it. A rare entry to the Full Circle Studios.
Yeah, the studios are very, very big. Yeah, super professional. Totally not messy or anything. Not cluttered.
No, I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but okay. And might as well share this. For Christmas, I had a belated Christmas celebration with my friends, and they got me a cushion with my face that I posed for the Christmas Full Circle. And next time the show is on video, I will ensure that is there front and center. And I think Debalina almost gave you a bit of a jump scare, didn't it?
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, what is happening in this room? Why can I see two of DC here?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, thanks for calling me DC.
Yeah, no problem. I've listened to the show long enough to figure out what your code name is.
Some people still don't call me DC, even though listen, yeah.
So unprofessional.
Exactly,
Don't
right.
worry, we've met a professional here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm joking.
Okay, so Debalina has thought of 5 songs. Can you without giving them away, can you tell me a bit about the 5 songs, like why you've chosen those songs, or is it just a mix of your favorite genres, or what's going on?
I chose these songs because I like listening to them.
Excellent. I always tell people for the links, never say the link is I like this song, the next song I like. So I really hope those aren't the links.
No, don't worry. Those aren't the links. You know, I've listened to this show enough to know that those aren't good links. I've thought of actual links for them.
Nice. Good. Okay. First thing before we go to the first song is obviously, we share the first 4 letters of our name together. But I also want the listeners to know a bit about you, because obviously they know from the introduction that you're my little sister, but I want them to know a little bit about you. And also, can you give a fun fact that you're willing to share on the podcast?
Yeah. Okay. So as DC has already said, I am Debalina. I am his younger sister. He's known me all of my life. Can't say the same for him, unfortunately. So I'm a master's student doing an LLM in international law at the moment, and that's why I'm in London right now, and that's why I'm at his studios. We use that term very loosely. And yeah, I guess a fun fact about me is that I've seen the entire emo trinity live. So I've seen Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, and My Chemical Romance live. For someone who used to have a massive emo phase from when I was like 13 to like pretty much when I was in uni, that's like a huge achievement for me. And I think it's like a huge achievement in the emo community in general.
Nice. That's a very good fun fact. And we've seen 2 of them together, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Fall Out Boy was actually my first concert, and DC took me to that when I was around like 14 or 15, I think.
Yeah. And that was in Birmingham. And then we did a day in Leeds, didn't we, when we saw Panic at Disco?
Yeah, we did. That was my first festival, I think, as well. That was a good experience, but I realized my limits in that crowd. We were pretty much at the front, and it was a really good view, but I was really dehydrated and I ended up throwing up afterwards.
Yeah, sorry if you're having your breakfast or dinner or lunch. But yes, we were right at the front for that. And sadly for Debalina, it was probably just a bit too long. And I wanted to see Pendulum after. And alas, we were not able to do that. And where did you see My Chemical Romance? I didn't see them with you.
Yeah, so I saw them in Milton Keynes because it was so random that they did Milton Keynes as the first UK show back from their hiatus or disbandment. I saw them with one of my school friends, and yeah, I think it was, when was it? In 2023? No, 2022. Yeah, that was a really good experience. Although I have one minor complaint. Not really a complaint, more like I wish it could have happened, but in every other show that they played the song You Don't Know What They Do to Guys Like Us in Prison. But for my show, they did not play that. But that is my favorite My Chemical Romance song. So I was a bit upset about that.
Oh, that's super annoying. It's so annoying when bands don't play the song that you want them to play, especially when they've done it like literally every other show before.
I know. It's like, why have you missed it out just for my show? Did you know that I was coming or something?
It was to spite you, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? I mean, what was your favorite gig out of those three then?
Out of those three, I was looking back at the videos of them on my phone just to like remind myself of what the experience was. I think that my favorite was Fall Out Boy, then it was Panic at the Disco, and then it was My Chemical Romance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just because the issue with My Chemical Romance is that because everyone wanted to see them, it was really hard to get tickets. So like the tickets that we had were pretty far back, and therefore the view wasn't as good compared to Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco. Like especially Panic at the Disco, we were literally like right at the front.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, Panic at the Disco, we were right at the front, as you say. Fall Out Boy was really good, and that was your first ever gig, so obviously that's a bit special as well. Yeah, nice. No, fair play. I think I probably preferred Fall Out Boy to Panic at the Disco, but they were both really good.
Yeah.
I'd love to see, I mean, obviously last year at the Las Vegas, when we were young shows, they played a FIFA You Can't Swear Out in Full. I would love that to come back to the UK. That would be incredible. Do you think that could happen? What are your thoughts?
I really hope so, but I'm not too sure because isn't like the reason why Panic at the Disco broke up is because Brendan Urie, like the lead singer, wanted to settle down and like have an actual family with his wife. So I'm not sure if that will be feasible in the future just because of his family plans. But I don't know, maybe like if he decides that he wants more money or something, I guess.
Yeah, fair. Especially if you're going to make kids, you need, especially if you're going to have kids, I should say. Wow, you know, either or.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, yeah, once starving children, then yeah, probably is going to be a bit of a financial issue. But I don't think he's going to have to be worrying about that anytime soon.
That is true. I'm just saying like the money thing because I remember like being in like getting a My Chemical Romance t-shirt in like one of the local shops in Coventry, which is where we were from, and the cashier was like, "Oh, do you like My Chemical Romance?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do, but I'm upset that they're like they can't see them live anymore." And she was like, "Oh, don't worry, they'll like come back together once they need more money." And that is true. Like a year later, they actually did come back.
Do you think it's just because of money? Because this is a bit of a
It is very controversial. Obviously, I think that they do want that community back, I guess, and probably for nostalgia, and also because they probably are a bit bored. They want to like get back into music, especially since a lot of them have been away from it. I know that they've had their solo projects, but it's not the same as being in a band. But I do think that because they haven't really released new music, the only new music they've released since they're like coming back together is The Foundations of Decay, and that was like in 2022. So I think that it probably is to do with money, and I think it's just to do with music as well, like performing again.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing the Black Parade in full, aren't they?
Yeah.
And is that because it's been 20 years now since it's been released? I think that's the reason, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, actually.
So maybe it's to do, I mean, anniversary shows are just becoming a thing. So maybe it's to do with that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of people were saying how it seemed like they were being greedy because they had a lot of dynamic pricing with their tickets, and they're canceling a lot of shows like really randomly or postponing them as well with no explanation. But I do think it is to do with like nostalgia, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, like, if anyone's got a ticket for them in the summer, let us know. Which song are you most looking forward to seeing? And hopefully they'll play your favorite song. I'm sorry it didn't happen for you, Debalina.
It's okay. I forgive them because it was still a good show. They're all very talented.
All right. Well, let's begin with the first song for the Full Circle. What's the first song that you've chosen for the Full Circle?
So the first song I have chosen is One True Prince by Don Broco.
Oh my goodness. Color me shocked. You have chosen a Don Broco song. Tell me why you've chosen this song.
I've chosen this song because I think that I really like Don Broco. I actually got into them very recently as well. I chose One True Prince because it's one of those songs which sounds very different from the rest of their discography in terms of singles. And I feel like it just has a really lovely meaning behind it. If you look at the lyrics, it's just like telling you to just relax. There's no need to put pressure on yourself. Just like live your life, basically. And I think that's a really like good, like a really lovely meaning, especially given the context where it was released. It was released in 2021, like during the whole COVID pandemic era. Especially in those times, I thought it was a really lovely message. And I still think it holds a lot of relevance to this day.
Excellent. First song on the Full Circle, One True Prince by Don Broco. And I am not surprised in the slightest that you've chosen a Don Broco song. And as you've mentioned, it's quite early. Actually, had to convince you to come to the gig. And I think it was definitely the right call.
Yeah, going to that concert changed the trajectory of my life.
How many times have you listened to them? Are they on repeat still on your playlist?
Yep. I have earbuds so I can track how much I've listened to any artist, and I keep on getting notifications saying, wow, you've reached top 3 status, you've reached number 1 status, and it's always like I'm in the top 3 of their listeners or sometimes even first, so I'm still going strong with them.
Wow. I mean, like, obviously, Abby made a joke to me being like, is Debalina just going to choose Don Broco songs for 5 songs? But what were the other contenders for like chosen for the Full Circle, just out of interest?
Oh, there's so many that I could have chosen, like maybe like Good Listener or Revenge Body or something like that. Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, a lot of choices there. All right, well, One True Prince, Don Broco, the first song. I love hearing the connections and the links. So how does that link to the second song on the Full Circle?
So, song 2
by
Blur.
Yeah.
Song 2 is Song 2 by Blur. The link is not a very great link, I will just say, but the link is that they're both British bands. Like, I was trying to think of a link because I just really wanted Song 2 to be Song 2.
Clever.
So, like, yeah. But, yeah, it was kind of difficult to find a link because obviously they are both technically, like, rock bands, but I think that they don't really have that much in common, I don't think. So I think for now, the link is just that they're both British.
I mean, Rob Damiani is very close. His surname is very close to Damien Albarn. I don't know if that could have been a link.
That's somehow more tenuous than my link.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I mean, I can see a little pattern here. With 1 being included in Don Broco and 2, but I don't know. I don't want to give any spoilers.
Okay.
But that's interesting. I've noticed.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we do some Would You Rather?
Yeah.
Would You Rather, the classic feature on the Full Circle. If you've not listened to the Full Circle before, this is your first time. I ask random Would You Rather questions, sometimes related to the guest, sometimes just completely random. A mixture for you, okay? So some of it personal to you and some of it just a bit more random. So first one, I think is going to be a tough one for you, especially for people that know you. Would you rather never listen to K-pop again or never listen to, like rock or emo ever again?
Never listen to K-pop again.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah. Sorry. It's just that Oh, K-pop is like, okay, I really love K-pop and I really love rock music, but at the end of the day, K-pop is just such a toxic industry. I'd rather not support the companies that produce the music. Obviously, the idols, you never know what's going behind the scenes with them either. They are all media trained to portray a certain persona to their audience and also to feed into the parasocial relationships. Obviously, they're employees, so that's fine. I think that overall, between the two industries, I would say that K-pop is probably, like, I would not listen to that because of the toxicity around it.
Very interesting, because obviously K-pop has become way more popular now than ever before. As this week, when we're recording this show, BTS have just announced their comeback and lots of gigs, including loads in the UK, including a couple at Tottenham Hotspurs. So yeah, what's your thoughts on K-pop becoming bigger?
So K-pop has been really big in recent years. I think ever since COVID, it's really skyrocketed because everyone had to stay inside. They didn't really have much to do. And the fact that K-pop idols, like, a lot of their job is to go live, talk to their fans, maintain that parasocial relationship between fans and themselves. A lot of people became attached to K-pop idols, and that's why there's been a huge growth in the K-pop industry. Yeah, although I do think that K-pop has decreased in popularity recently. This is going to sound so controversial, but for me, from what I've seen, the only groups that really maintain a good fame status within K-pop are Blackpink, BTS, and
Stray Kids
and maybe Twice as well. Those are the main four, I think, that are keeping K-pop afloat in terms of the mainstream eye. And then the rest of them, you will know if you're into K-pop, but outside of K-pop, you wouldn't have really heard of them.
So why do you think just those four are the only four that's the big ones per se?
It's hard to tell. They all come from so in K-pop, there's something called the big three companies. So that would be YG Entertainment, which is what Blackpink is under. Oh, sorry, the big four, I mean. YG Entertainment is what Blackpink is under. HYBE is what BTS is under. JYP is what Stray Kids and Twice are under, and SM Entertainment. There are famous groups from SM, but not as relevant now. But yeah, they just get much more attention because of their status in K-pop. Those companies are huge in K-pop.
Fair enough. And I guess once you're an emo, you're never not an emo, right? Is it fair to say? Or
yeah, exactly. I'm still listening to rock bands to this day. That's never gonna leave from my taste because that's just the type of music I like, and I even grew up with because DC always used to play Linkin Park, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm sure he's other bands as well, but those are the main two I remember growing up listening to.
And it shaped your music taste. I mean, then you got into, you mentioned, the holy trinity of emo or whatever it's called, and Fall Out Boy, Panic, My Chemical Romance, and also loads of other bands back then as well, which you like as well. Which yeah, fair. Okay, next one. Would you rather explore the ocean or explore outer space?
Ooh, interesting. I think I would explore outer space because I'm not gonna lie, I'm low-key a bit afraid of the ocean. Because when you're at the beach, right, you're looking you're on the beach, right, it's a nice experience, but then when you look into the coastal line, then you see all of that massive big blue sea in front of you. You're God, imagine just being completely lost out there. So that's one of my biggest nightmares, I feel because it's just the unknown, isn't it?
Yeah. But the space is unknown, no?
But I think that people know more about space than the ocean. I think that over 90% of the our oceans are still unexplored, whereas people actually have explored a lot of outer space compared to the ocean.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I think I would rather explore space. I think that'd be more interesting, and the chances of it'd be incredible to find more life. I think it's a case of when we'll find more life rather than if there's more life, right?
Yeah, I think it's rather narcissistic of us to assume that there is no other life. But that being said, do you think other life would want to find us?
Oh, that goes beyond the scope of the full circle, I feel. That's not what this podcast is about. But It'll be interesting. I mean, you can never compare. I mean, like you say, there might be other life that are way more advanced. You know, there's harmony everywhere. Or it might be the complete opposite. It might be even more destruction, even more hatred, even more whatever. So I don't know. It's tricky, isn't it? It's really tricky. So in short, I'm sitting on the fence.
Good stance. But yeah, I think another reason why I wouldn't want to go to the ocean is that I feel like because it's so unexplored, we know that there's already like sharks and whales and stuff, like really dangerous sea creatures that live in the water. So if you meet something that's undiscovered and is even more dangerous than them, then you're kind of screwed. What
if the caveat was you can explore everywhere and you're like immune to anything, like you're invincible, like you will not, you know, nothing bad will happen to you regardless of which one we choose? Would that change your answer, or would you still go for space?
That's so difficult because I really like space. I love learning about constellations and everything, but I don't know. That's difficult because when you haven't visited something that's like the ocean is 90% undiscovered. So if you discover something, you're gonna be like a hero. So that would be like, you kind of want to do it for the glory then, if you're in, especially if you know you're immune to it. So maybe that would change my answer to ocean.
Fair. I still probably would go for space, but fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is based on 2 gigs that we went to in 2025, and we saw them in different arenas in London. Would you rather see One OK Rock live or Don Broco live again?
Honestly, that is harder than what I would have expected because I do love Don Broco now, and I did used to like them in 2016, but I liked one song. One OK Rock has like consistent banger after banger. Is it based on the set list that we would have seen with them, or
well, I guess bands will change their set list, won't they? So you just have to decide it based on that experience, isn't it?
I think I would still pick Don Broco.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like One OK Rock was amazing. Taka was so like, his vocals were outstanding throughout. When you heard the last song of the night, it sounded like his voice was still amazing, that it still sounded like it could have been the first song they sang. Like, that's how consistent they were. But I think that because I've just been listening to so much Don Broco, I would like to see them again because of that over One OK Rock. Just because of that.
That's fair. I mean, One OK Rock, I literally got into a few weeks before we saw them. Don Broco, weirdly, this is going to be hilarious. I think you got me into them. I didn't really care much about them. I liked that song that you sent, but I wasn't super fussed. And then I think they were doing a couple of shows in Coco, and that's so nearby where I live. I thought, let's just check them out. And then I just listened to them. I was like, oh yeah, they are decent. Why have I not given them a chance before? Because we've tried. I think I've listened to albums of theirs before, and I just never got into it. Because I think they're a band that you might not get initially, and then one day it clicks. And I wonder if that's what happened with you as well.
Yeah, that's definitely what happened to me, because I heard Everybody in 2016 when it first came out, and I really loved that song. I'm pretty sure it was one of my top songs on Spotify Wrapped that year. But again, it just took ages to actually listen to their other singles and their music and actually get into it, because I think, weren't you planning on seeing them in 2023?
So I had seen them. I think I did see them at Coco in the end because of that mentioned. Yeah, I did see them in the end.
Yeah, so when you saw them, I think you told me that I should listen to their set list or something. So I did. And I think I liked some of the songs, but again, I just didn't feel like getting into them for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, after seeing them live, they were like, that changed my whole perspective on them. But that's the thing. I think that when you see a band live, you appreciate them a lot more.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And they're good guys as well. I'd love to get Rob on the show. I'd love to get him on the Full Circle. If anyone knows him, or if anyone puts in a good word, let him know. Don't think it's happening anytime soon though, let's be honest. Last one. Okay. Would you rather listen to one song only forever, or a song one time only?
That is the toughest one, I think, because when you're listening to just one song for the rest of your life, it's like you're gonna actually go insane. Wait, so is the assumption that if someone else plays a different song around you, you can't listen to it?
Yes.
Okay.
So hypothetically, you cannot hear any other song again in any way whatsoever So in this world, you can only hear one song and that is it. Or you can hear all the songs you want, but only one time.
If that's the case, at least then I get to listen to new music. So I would pick only, like, I would only be able to listen to it once.
I think I haven't, because I've asked this to a few people now, and it's always one that stumps people. But I almost feel like with this one, there is a right answer. And I do think that's the right answer. In the sense that if you listen to one song forever, like you say, it will probably be too much. But if you hear a song one time only, yes, you might be like, oh my goodness, I want to hear it again. But you'll savor that moment. You'll sit down. You will though. If you're like, no, right, I've got to listen to songs only one time, you will sit down and just hear it. And you'll just like remember that moment. And it'll be like eating something at a restaurant. You better like going to a special restaurant and eating food that one time. You will just savor it. That's what will happen. Now, if it were only one song only, what song, like if you had to pick one song only that you can only hear for the rest of your life, what song would you pick?
That's basically another way of asking what's your favorite song, right?
Not necessarily, because I think, for instance, probably one of my favorite songs, if it came to my head right now, would be like Can't Stop by Red Hot Chili Peppers or Forgotten by Linkin Park, right? Those are two of my favorite songs. But I probably wouldn't choose those songs again and again, because I think eventually, because I've listened to it a lot already, I think eventually it'd be a song. So for me, a song that I might do is like Minor Thing by Red Hot Chili Peppers, because you don't have to listen to it all the way through. But for me, I will never get bored of hearing the I changed the key from C to D and then the chorus and then the guitar solo. I will never get bored of that. That guitar solo is incredible. And I still listen to that, but you don't have to hear the whole song. I can just be like, right, I don't need to hear the rest of it now. You know, but I know that I can, like, I can do on certain days. Whereas I think with some songs, because they've become my favorites and I've heard it so many times, I think that loses the appeal. It needs to be a song that you won't get bored of. Not necessarily has to be your favorite. It has to be a song that you just know that there'll be a part of it or something that will keep you going, if that makes sense.
Yeah. If that's the case, that's a good reasoning, actually. I think that I would go with Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, because that has so many different genre changes, tempo changes, vocal changes. So I feel like you could never get bored listening to that.
Fair. Yeah. Nah, good shout. Really good shout. Right, there you go. I mean, that was some pretty tough would you rather questions. What did you make of that? You said you'd be able to answer them before we started. You were like, I'll be able to answer that straight away. All of them.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I answered the K-pop one straight away. I answered the one after almost straight away as well. It's just the other two. For some reason, the Don Broco 1OK Rock one was pretty hard.
Yeah. It's tough. Thanks so much for answering those. So, song 2 by Blur. How does that link to the third song on the Full Circle?
So, the third song is called 3 a.m. by Rosé, who is also a member of Blackpink. And that's the not the B-sides, but one of the non-singles from her album, her most recent album, her debut album, basically. So that links to song 2 by Blur, because Blur and Rosé have both performed at Coachella. Blur performed in 2013, while Rosé performed in 2019 and 2023 with Blackpink.
Nice.
So yeah, that's how those two songs link.
Oh, excellent. And why have you chosen that song?
I chose 3 a.m. because Rosé is technically a K-pop artist, but the style that she chose for her own solo project was pop. And that song is probably one of the best songs on her album, in my opinion. So that's why I chose that song. It's very different from what you'd hear, even on the radio, I feel like. So yeah, the genre is it's a very catchy song as well. So yeah.
Nice. No, excellent. 3 a.m. Rosé, the third song on the Full Circle. Right. I have never done this with a guest before, but it was something that you really wanted me to do, and I have managed to bring it to fruition. It is time for Abid's Words of Wisdom.
Yay! Oh, I'm so happy.
Oh dear, oh dear. So Abid's Words of Wisdom. He is an absolute legend. He obviously shares his words of wisdom to the Full Circle Nation on a regular basis. And Debalina, who's a very, very loyal listener, is one of your favourite features, isn't it?
Yeah, if not my favourite feature. I just love hearing his words and becoming so wise afterwards.
And I'm going to give you the opportunity. So I'm not going to say anything until after I've heard it from you.
Mm-hmm.
So Abid is going to give his words of wisdom. I'll repeat it for the second time. And then I want to hear your insight of what the wise man has said.
Okay, yeah. Can't wait.
Okay, so without further ado, here's the words of wisdom from Abid Mushtaq.
Always remember to take your keys with you before you leave the house.
Let's hear that one more time.
Always remember to take your keys with you before you leave the house.
What are your thoughts, Debalina?
Oh my god, thank you so much, Abid, for those words of wisdom. I can't believe that I didn't think of this beforehand. I literally live in a flat where I need to bring my keys out with me all the time, otherwise I'm going to get locked out. So I am honestly so happy that you've said that, because now I'm going to take these words with me and always remember. Yeah, I think that I can feel my brain capacity expanding after hearing that. You've added more brain cells to me. So thank you so much.
Wow. Yeah, I concur. I concur. Like, I'm almost speechless, to be honest. Like, it makes sense. It really does make sense. If you want to leave the house, you must take your keys. You have to, because then you won't get back in. And that's not ideal. Then you have to get a locksmith. You know, it causes added stress. And definitely don't leave them on public transport like I did many a year ago. But I'm not going to share that story today. You can give me a message if you want to find out the whole story about that. But Abid, the savior, the wise one, the wise man, whatever you want to call him, he is a living legend. That's got to be up there, one of the best ones yet.
Yeah, it can be used in so many different contexts. It's applicable to literally everyone.
Exactly. Car keys, house keys, any sort of keys.
Literally. Like, he's done it again.
I mean, he never misses a spot.
Never.
From
Not once.
From the first time when he told us not, this is all those years ago, when I think you would have been about 6 or 7, when he told us to not look directly at the sun, to now telling us to not forgetting our keys when we leave the house. Maybe next time, just as a little thought, maybe Abid can sort of teach us ways to ensure we don't forget our keys. He can maybe give a workshop on that, couldn't he? Like, you know, for instance, putting it in your calendar.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Making sure there's a sign on top of the key saying, do not forget when you leave the house. What other ways do you think, Debalina?
Maybe attach an alarm to it that goes off every 2 minutes or so you are aware that the key is there.
Very good, very good. Obviously, you want to turn that off at night, I assume.
Even at night, there might be, for example, a fire alarm that goes off. There might be an emergency, so you can never really switch that off.
That's a good point. Yeah, no, do you know what? Yeah, and hopefully Abid will give a workshop about how to not leave your keys behind very soon, and hopefully we can all attend that for sure and hear some more wise words.
Yeah, thank you so much, Abid. Thank you.
Thank you. Incredible words of wisdom. Right, what's the 4th song on the Full Circle? How does 3 a.m. Rosé link to the 4th song on the Full Circle?
Okay, so the 4th song on the Full Circle is Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo. And that links to 3 a.m. by Rosé because Rosé and Olivia Rodrigo both attended the Met Gala in 2021, but also they're just really good friends in general.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Have they done a collab together?
Yeah.
They have?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, I just like spreading misinformation sometimes.
Oh, goodness. No, I do not want the Full Circle. See, I know, because I was just wondering, could you see that happening, seeing as they're really good friends? That's all.
I hope so. I feel like their styles are really similar. They're both into pop rock, so I think that they definitely could. But yeah.
Okay. Oh,
fingers
cool.
crossed.
Nice. Really good song choice. Good for you, Olivia Rodrigo, who headlined Glastonbury last year, of course, along with, oh my goodness, this is going to test my memory, Neil Young. And the third one was, I can't remember. That's very bad, considering I went to Glastonbury in 2024. But I can't remember who headlined last year. Yeah, Olivia Rodrigo.
SZA, was it?
No, not Scissor Sisters.
No, SZA, like,
No, that was the year we went. I went.
Oh,
me,
okay.
me and Abby and our friends. I can't remember. I mean, obviously, people will be screaming, Bill, have you forgotten that?
Coldplay?
1975.
Oh, 1975.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Neither of us listened to 1975. That's fine.
Yeah, there's one song I don't mind of theirs called "Give Yourself a Try," but I just feel like, I remember the time, was it like 2 years in a row where like the headliners pulled out for Reading and Leeds? Like, I think it was 1 year where it was Rage Against the Machine and they pulled out and it was the 1975.
You think that they'd find a replacement that has a similar style? Isn't it what happened with Madonna and SZA?
So that was the rumor. The rumor was that Madonna was meant to headline Glastonbury. And Emily Evis, who had already said before the headlines been announced, there's going to be 2 female headliners. And then Madonna pulled out. And SZA was going to be meant to be headlining the other stage. They just bumped the pyramid. They should have just done Avril Lavigne. She would have been a better headliner. And she still would have fitted that female headliner. Yeah,
because didn't you say that in her stage that they reached max capacity?
Yeah, reached max capacity. And then for SZA's set, bless her, like, it's just unfortunate. She didn't get, I mean, like, it was like, I don't even know if it's half capacity. It's just a shame for her.
Yeah, it's like, I think that Glastonbury didn't realize what their target audience is.
Yeah, they got it wrong there. And Madonna would have been fine. And I think she would have put on a great show. Would I have seen her? I mean, maybe. It's one of those massive names. But SZA, I mean, I listened to a few of her songs. Just not my thing.
Yeah, it's more R&B, I think, isn't it? I think that type of music is more for like Gen Z. A lot of my friends love her and love that genre of music. I'm not a huge fan of it because I've never been into like slower songs like that.
Now, one of the other things you really love is a good old BuzzFeed quiz, don't you?
Yeah, love them.
So I've got a BuzzFeed quiz for you. Can BuzzFeed guess your taste in music?
Oh, wow. Wait, does it say what options there are for the music that they can try and guess?
No.
No?
They just said there is no way this is going to be anything less than completely accurate.
That's a bit ambitious for BuzzFeed. I've taken a lot of their quizzes and it's not really... It's quite the opposite, actually, I found.
I wonder if they're being a little bit sarcastic here.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of choices here. So where's the best place to listen to music? Okay, so here are the options. Some kind of intimate setting, on big headphones, on my car stereo, on vinyl played on nice speakers, in my bedroom, when I'm singing it, at the gym, at the club, or any time, any place.
I think there's so many different options though, depending on what you do. So like at the gym, I don't really go to the gym, but I know lots of people who would listen to music there, but that doesn't mean that they wouldn't want to play it like in their bedroom or anytime, any place.
But where's the best place?
Where's the best place? I guess in my bedroom.
Fair enough. Okay, next one. What is most disappointing to you?
Didn't realize this was a therapy session.
Yeah, well, Oh, just normal stuff. People with closed minds, when people ignore the real problems, loving someone who will never love you, sheeple. What's sheeple?
Like sheep,
oh, right.
I assume.
When people infantilize me, when a thing I like gets too popular, when people act like they're too cool, or when people think they're better than me.
You can really tell which genre these are targeting towards.
Go on then, tell me.
So, just normal stuff, that's pop music. People with closed minds, that's probably more alt music, I guess. When people ignore the real problems, that's more like emo music. Loving someone who will never love you. Honestly, that's also like low-key grunge, I feel like. Sheeple, that's like rock music, I would say.
I would thought that's pop, because that's like, you're following the crowd.
I don't know.
Okay.
But when people infantilize me, that's to do with K-pop.
Right.
When a thing I like gets too popular, that could be for anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
When people act like they're cool, that could be for anything as well. When people think they're better than that could be for anyone. Like the bottom row is like for anyone. But like,
But what is most disappointing to you? What makes you angry and disappointed, as Don Broco would say?
I think maybe people with closed minds.
Ooh. Okay. Do you want to share a bit more? Do you want to just leave it there?
What else is there to share on that?
A bit American here. Choose an off-brand breakfast cereal. Apple Dapples, Fruit Ring cereal, Fruit Kickers, square-shaped corn, crispy hexagons, Fruity Crisp... Oh, I can't speak. Fruity Crisp rice, Frosted Flakes, Honey Nut Scooters, or Crisp Rice.
I'm trying to think of the British equivalent to all of these. Like, what on earth are Apple Dapples?
Yeah, I reckon Frosted Flakes is Frosty.
Yeah.
Crisp Rice is...
Rice Krispies. Yeah.
Fruity Crisp Rice, I don't know. Honey Nut Scooters, I think, is Cheerios.
Yeah.
Square-shaped corn looks like shredded wheat. And so do crispy hexagons, in fairness. Fruity Crisp Rice, I don't know. Fruit Crickers could be... No, I don't know. Fruit Rings, I think, are like Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
And Apple Dapples, I have no idea what they are.
I think maybe Fruit Ring cereal.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, because we had them we had Fruit Loops in America when we went.
Yeah, that is... I mean, they don't really do it in the UK, but that's really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay, what is totally unrelated? Sorry, let's start that again. What is... Joe, I might keep this in just because it's funny. What is totally underrated? Bass, jazz, Steely Dan, EDM in general, Solange, writing your own songs, lots of people singing together, cello, or buying physical copies of albums.
This is such an odd selection of what's underrated. Like, why have we got like instruments, random musicians, genres, and then like writing songs? Honestly, I think that bass is underrated.
Ooh, I mean, that's not a bad shout. There's a lot of, like bands these days, they sometimes just like put it on a machine.
Yeah, exactly. I think that people don't realize how important bass is in songs. Like, that's the whole thing that makes it sound good in your headphones. It adds that amplification to it.
Definitely. I also think buying physical copies is underrated. I think sometimes just having a physical copy of something, you've got ownership almost, where sometimes streaming stuff, it never feels like it's your own. And obviously you're giving bands more money as well, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true as well. I think that the art of buying physical copies is long gone now because everything is more digital, like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube.
Okay, what is totally overrated? Major labels, corporate sponsored music festivals, rock music, e-readers and smartphones, Pitchfork, being an adult, skanky pop stars, cool music, quote unquote cool, or everything.
Oh, I know that 13-year-old me would have said everything instantly to be edgy. So for me, it's between major labels and corporate sponsored music festivals. Honestly, Pitchfork is low-key up there as well.
What's remind me about Pitchfork?
Pitchfork is, I think it's a critic website where they evaluate albums.
Yes, and they just basically slate nearly every album, right?
Yeah, like they don't really have much consensus on anything because everything they think is mid or worse. So that is up there as well. I don't know. It depends on the perspective. I might go corporate sponsored music festivals.
Okay, fair enough. Which animal is the most you? Okay, annoyingly, it doesn't give the names, does it?
Okay.
So is that a seal?
I think so.
Seal,
Raccoon,
swan, horse,
sloth,
dog, cat, bird, wasp. I just have a new music.
I'm not sure. I can. When you said wasp, the only thing I thought of was that Big Shot quote: "Float like a butterfly, sting like a wasp."
Yes, he used to say it all the time.
Yeah. I think what best describes me is maybe a seal.
Nice. Okay, last one. What do you want? What do you most want from music? True talent, something that reflects how life really is, feelings, community, something to move to, something that gives you life, something honest and real, cool sounds, or everything and anything?
Everything and anything. Because that's the whole point of music. The whole point of music is so that there's different genres, there's different people doing different things. Because with true talent, talent is so subjective. We have no idea what people would constitute as true talent.
Fair.
So like, for example, I remember, was it T-Pain who popularized auto-tune? And everyone hated him for that. But he actually like created a whole new genre and honestly revolutionized like music that way. So I feel like you shouldn't let people like restrict something. Like he would be called like a talent because of that. It's all about creativity. So I think anything and everything should be allowed.
Fair. Okay. All right. They have called you a punk rocker. You're into music as fed up and outspoken as you are, and you should be, because the world is a really rubbish place and needs to be reminded of it. You live to uphold DIY and don't really care if a band can play all their instruments. Passion's where it's at anyway. I mean, that sounds a little bit.
That low-key sounds like what I just said.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I literally just said, yeah, it doesn't matter about the talent low-key because talent's subjective. It matters about if you actually like the music.
And they associate that with punk rock.
Honestly, that makes sense. I mean, I grew up listening to punk. Well, I mean, rock in general, but I do like punk rock.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You know what, BuzzFeed? You did kind of well with that. You got the rock bit, right?
Yeah, did pretty well. Okay, fair play. A rare win for BuzzFeed.
Congrats, BuzzFeed.
Yeah, congrats indeed. Right, let's wrap things up. How does Good For You, Olivia Rodrigo, link to the last song on the Full Circle?
The last song on the Full Circle is called 5 by ITZY. They're a K-pop girl group. Honestly, I think gymnasts will like this next link because it's a bit of a stretch. The link is that in Good For You, the title, there's a number 4. And in the title of ITZY's song 5, there's the number 5. So they have numbers in the title. And that links to the first song because in One True Prince by Don Broco, there's a number 1. And if you look, I'm pretty sure DC has already spoiled it from the beginning.
Sorry.
It's going to be an amazing plot twist, but it was already spoiled. Yeah, if you look at all the song titles, they all have numbers in it. So that's a cheeky little second link between all of them.
Nice. Do you want me to remove that? Remove the little spoiler? Or can I keep it?
You can keep it. I'm not that bothered.
Fair enough. Thank you so much. The last song, 5 ITZY, hence completing the Full Circle. Yay! Thank you so much. That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Some solid songs. And yeah, I really enjoyed having you on the show. I mean, I'm a lot less nicer to you in real life and vice versa. We've actually been on very good behaviour on this show, haven't we?
Yes, because we're not allowed to say naughty words on this show.
We never say naughty words, do we? Unless it's our native language.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh dear. Before we end the show, is there anything else that you wanted to say or wanted to add or any shout outs or anything before we wrap things up?
Yeah, shout out to all my friends. The real ones know who they are.
Nice. Is that it? Or is there more?
Thank you for having me on this podcast, DC. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. And thank you for coming on. And I know you've listened to the show over the years. Over the years? You listened to the show
over the months.
Yeah. And thank you for being such so supportive and just being cool.
Yeah, no problem. I took time out of my very busy schedule to do this, so you're welcome.
Oh dear, thanks so much. All right, well anyway, I'm going to end the show as we always do, and Debalina has done this as well because we brought up in the same household, so we also both of us would stay safe. So, I mean, do you want to say it or shall I end it?
You can end it.
Fair enough. You've had enough. Debalina's like, time's of the essence. Need to go here. Just remember this, stay safe. Don't eat beef.